In today's video, I'm going over the absolute best keyword research method for Audible/ACX to find you the most profitable keywords for your audiobooks for 2022 and beyond. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dane, and on this channel I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, on entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Like I said in the intro, in today's video, I'm going into detail about the best updated 2022 best method for Audible/ACX keyword research to find the most profitable keywords for your publishing business to get into and start selling and making tons of money through audiobooks. All right. So audiobooks have become just extremely popular over the past year and a half or so, probably even 2 years now. And they just keep getting more and more popular. And I've talked about Audible keyword research in the past on my channel, but not really in depth like I want to go into today. And a couple of methods today are a little bit updated and better for you to utilize. Even though the last one is actually a very high quality video, I talk about some very good techniques, which I'll also be reiterating in this video. There are a couple more things I'll be talking about in this video to make sure you find the absolute best keywords for your Audible/ACX audiobook publishing business. Without further ado, let's jump into my computer. I'll be talking about the methods on screen, and then I'll be showing you and walking you through a couple of examples on screen, showing you exactly what I look for, what not to look for, and how to find those profitable keywords for your audiobook business. So let's jump on my computer and get started with the video. So you can see Audible keyword research on the screen here. Let's go through the steps required to do well and perform and find the absolute best keywords for audiobooks in 2022 and beyond. All right. So finding profitable keywords for Audible. The first thing that we're going to do is find a few keywords via Amazon, maybe Amazon bestsellers, which I usually do. It's the best one for me. Or Audible bestsellers, you can find keywords as well, but Amazon bestsellers is a little bit quicker. Okay. And we're not really looking for anything in particular when it comes to numbers or anything like that. We're just looking to see what keywords are popping up and things that are looking popular that people are searching at the time. Once we've done that, we're going to search them on audible.com and check if they autofill. And again, I'll be walking you guys through all this step by step, showing you what it looks like. So don't worry about that right now. Just kind of giving you an overview of what we're going to do today. Next thing is we're going to look at is how many results are showing up. We want to look for around under 500. Sometimes 500 to 1,000 is okay, depending on the demand. After that, we're going to look at how many have 100 plus reviews, right? And we're looking for around less than 5 to 10 on the first page for our keyword. Also look at the average BSR, looking for around less than 50,000. And if you don't know what average BSR is yet, I will show you exactly what it means and how to find it. And then the last thing, this isn't like the best one, this isn't set in stone yet, but it does give you an idea, kind of backs up and indicates whether or not there's demand for the keyword, is the search volume, all right? And a low search volume is around under 500 to 1,000. Decent, good is kind of 1,000 to 2,500. Very good is 2,500 to 5,000, and then amazing is 5,000 or more searches per month. Those are all the steps. That's everything that we're going to do. It's very simple, but at the same time, it is very in-depth, and it is very important that you try and check the box for at least, when I say this, is 4 or 5 of these. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first one doesn't really count, so we're going to go with 5 here. At least 4 out of the 5. Check the box for that keyword. What I mean by that is, for example, if you're looking at a keyword and it has under 500 results, that's a check. If it has 5 to 10 or less books with 100 plus reviews on the first page, that's a check. Has the average BSR less than 50,000, that's a check. But then if the search volume doesn't fall into play, usually that's okay. We can get away with 4 out of the 5 being okay. And obviously I missed the first one there, is does it autofill in the search bar on Audible? If it does, that's a check. Let me jump on my computer. I'm gonna be walking you through a couple of examples just to give you a better idea for how to do this properly and find profitable keywords. So all I did to get to this page is look up on Google Amazon bestsellers. Make sure you are on .com, not on .ca, .co.uk. Make sure you're on .com, okay? The biggest marketplace for audiobooks and just books in general is going to be the US marketplace. Once you're on this, or it's actually going to bring, when you click the link from Google, it'll take you to here, this like page with everything on Amazon. Go on the left bar here, click on books. And the next thing you're going to do is find a topic on the left here of all the different categories on Amazon that you kind of have interest in. For my example today, I looked in like health, fitness, and dieting, and I just kind of scrolled through and I looked for keywords that were popping up over and over again. I just kind of wrote them down. Okay, so you can see maybe tiny habits is one. Let me write that down. Body reset, write that down. And you can kind of tell the difference between a keyword and a title. Obviously, there's no other books that are going to be called this exact title right here. But you'll notice that once you start looking through, you'll see a couple books that might actually have the body reset in their title. It means that it's a keyword. You can also look in subtitles of books. All right, self-love is definitely a keyword. You could write that down. I'm not going to bore you and do this for like 20 minutes, but that's kind of what you got to do. Scroll through different categories, find books that have keywords in their titles that kind of pop up over and over again, and write those down. And once you have a list of maybe 10 to 20 of those, we're going to go to audible.com and we're going to start typing those into the search bar and seeing if they autofill, which means that other people are searching for them, which means there's demand for them. Once you have that, let's go over to audible.com, which is going to look like this. And the two keywords that I have here are gut health and how to analyze people. Okay, those are the two that I saw a few times when I was scrolling through Amazon probably 10 minutes ago before I was planning for this video. So the next thing we're gonna do is type in the keyword in the search bar. So the first one I'll try is how to analyze people. So I'll type how to, let's type how, press the space bar. And you can see it's already auto-populating down here. And if I go how to analyze, it'll probably be the first one that pops up. So that's a very good sign that it literally popped up with the first word in my keyword when I typed it into the search bar. So that means there's tons of people searching for it. So let's click it. And it's gonna bring me to this page right here, which is gonna be the results page for that audiobook keyword. As you can see up top here, I have this extra category or this extra section with a bunch of numbers. You probably don't have this. If you don't, what I'm using to see all this stuff is an app called Bookbeam. It's actually a Chrome extension, and I'll link it in the description down below. It shows you all these numbers like average BSR, the search volume, the average price of the books on the first page, the average ratings of the books on the first page. So this is kind of valuable information when we're trying to figure out if a keyword's gonna be profitable or not. So if you want to download Bookbeam and follow along with me, you can download that in the description of this video. As I'll have this open here, so we can kind of refer back to it as we're going through. We're looking for these numbers with this book. So already we've checked the box on this first one. Search them on Audible and see if they autofill. We've already done this step one, find keywords. Step two is seeing if they autofill. This one, check that box. Now we're gonna see how many results. So for how to analyze people, there are 742 results. So it's a little bit higher than what we're looking for, which is okay. It's not a big deal. Like I said, around 500 to 1,000 or less is the kind of sweet spot. Less than that is usually okay, but be careful if it's super low, like 10 results, that might mean there's no demand for that keyword. In this instance, we're around 700, so it's not terrible. It's kind of higher, but it's not too bad. Okay, so we'll check the box on that one. The next step after that is looking at how many have 100 plus reviews. So on the first page here, this one does have around 10 books that do have 100 plus reviews, so it's on the higher end again, but sometimes more competition is healthy, and that means there's a lot of demand for this keyword. And from what I'm looking at here, the search volume is pretty good. I kind of skipped a step there, but search volume is very good, 2,500 to 5,000. So again, that checks the box in our search volume anyways. So scrolling to the first page, looking at the reviews, we can see this first one has 800, next one 43, so not too bad, 149. And I'm looking right here, if you're wondering where I'm looking, 130 reviews, 66. So not overall, not super high. And basically what that's telling us is that we can get those reviews and we can compete with these books if we were to make a book and try and rank it on the first page. So it's not terrible. The last thing we're looking at, because we already looked at search volume, is going to be the average BSR, which is looking for around 50,000 or less. And Bookbeam is going to tell us top left here right away that the average BSR for all of the books on the first page, and if you're wondering what BSR means, it just means best sellers ranking. And the lower that number is, it means the better that book is selling on Amazon. So for example, this book right here, 2,300, is the 2,350th book in the Audible store that's selling on Amazon. Okay, it's the 2,350th best-selling book on Audible is what I should say. So the lower the number, the better. So the lower the average BSR, which takes into account every single book on the first page, the better. All right, so 77,000 what we're working with. If you click the Bookbeam extension top right up here, it'll pop up with this. It gives us even more details, more data to look at. We can remove a few of these outliers by checking the boxes here. You can see these are all books. And on the right, you can see all the rankings for every single book. So at a glance, I would probably remove this 117K. You can see it's an outlier compared to all these other ones. So let's click that. 200K, let's click that. 145, let's click that. Oops, wrong one. And let's get rid of this 236 down here. And you can see that's going to drop our average BSR up top to around 50,000, which is a great number. And obviously that's what we're looking for in terms of a good keyword. So this keyword that we found on Audible or through Amazon bestsellers, searched on Audible, is obviously a very in-demand keyword with tons of potential. That's how I go about finding a keyword on Audible. So I'll walk you through one more example just to give you a better idea and just kind of show you what it looks like for another example rather than just showing you one. Okay, so let's look at our second keyword, which was gut health. So I'm back on the Audible homepage. I'm going to type in gut, press spacebar, and you can see gut health is the #1 result. So that is a great sign. So I'll click that and search it. So it's already checked the box for one, which is the autofill. Next thing we're looking at again is how many results. All right, so for gut health, very, very low. Okay, 87 results popping up on the first, or overall, when someone searches gut health on Audible, there's only 87 other audiobooks about this topic. So that tells me right away there's low competition. It's not gonna be very tough, not very difficult to get into this and start selling. Next thing we're looking at is the review situation here. And to be honest, the top two, I've looked at this one around 1,000. So they're a little bit higher, but as you scroll past that, this one's at 700. As you scroll past that though, the rest are pretty low. Okay, so again, not too difficult to get in here, get some reviews and start ranking on the first page. So again, another check for gut health. And then we're looking at the average BSR, see if it's around 50K. You can see the only thing that's kind of sticking out here, glaring, is the average BSR is a little bit higher than we want it to be. All right, so I'll go up here and see if we can remove a couple outliers. There's a couple in the 300K range here, so I could probably get rid of those. And then these ones that are in the higher 200 range, I can probably get rid of those as well. After doing that, it brings us down to 77K, which in all honesty is not that bad at all. And then finally, we're looking at the search volume, which is around 9,000. So very high search volume on a month-to-month basis, making this keyword a very good keyword in terms of all of our things that we're looking at here. It does autofill the search bar. It does have under 500 results. It does have books, less than 10 books with 100+ reviews. The average BSR is around 50K, so it's around, I think it's 77, right? A little bit higher than we want it to be, but it's not too bad. So it's kind of a light check there on that one. And the search volume is out of this world. It's almost at 10,000. So a very strong, I'd say 4.5, 4 out of 5 for this particular keyword. So these two that we searched up today, great keywords. And I just wanted to show you guys exactly how I would perform my Audible keyword research if I was looking for high-end keywords to get into with tons of demand that could make me lots of money. And there's other things to consider. These are just the main things I consider. Other things you can look at is what are the top ranking books in terms of length. You can see how long they are. This one's 8 hours, this one's 7 hours, 8 hours, 5 hours. So that's going to tell you right there, you might need longer books to compete with these particular keywords in the long run. Okay, so 1 hour typically means 10,000 words. So this book right here might be around 80,000 words. This one might be around 6 hours, so around 60,000 words. So typically we're getting 30,000 word books made for KDP. For these audiobooks, you might want to get longer books written in order to rank higher on the page. People like longer audiobooks. So that's just one thing to consider when you're getting your audiobooks made for these keywords. Overall, these are the most important things that I've learned that I implement into my keyword research when it comes to audiobooks every single time in order to vet and make sure I'm picking good keywords. That is pretty much it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my Audible keyword research method. Before I let you go, if you're brand new to audiobooks or just self-publishing in general, the first link in the description down below will take you to my 100% free Facebook community, where there's actually almost 8,000 people in it now. And they're all asking questions all the time. So it's the best place to get to know other publishers, ask questions. I'm active in there answering questions. And the best part is when you join the Facebook group, at the very top, you'll see pinned is my 5-step guide to getting started with self-publishing. So if you're brand new, it is the perfect guide to get into the online business that we're talking about in this video. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Try to post new videos about self-publishing and everything on this channel every single week. So that's pretty much it for this one, and I'll see you in next week's video. Peace.